Thousands of documents relating to Jeffrey Epstein have been released by the US Department of Justice. It follows an act of Congress from last month. The deadline was yesterday, but despite the release, there's been plenty of criticism. Mark Stone has more.
They have been released then, after so long, the Epstein files, or some of them at least. This was Epstein's world, through files held for so long by the Justice Department, now unsealed. Or at least the first batch of them. Thousands of documents, about 4,000 in this first release. So our team has gone through them, and I'm going to split this up into several strands. The celebrities, the victims, the redactions. The celebrities first. We know that Jeffrey Epstein socialized widely. His network spanned the arts, business, politics, royalty, high society. And so association with him does not equate to wrongdoing. There are images of him with Michael Jackson. He's also photographed with Diana Ross and former President Bill Clinton. He features a lot in this dump of images. His association with Epstein is well known, and he is on record expressing his regret at having ever known him. Clinton is photographed in the files with Kevin Spacey, too. There's an image of Mick Jagger with Ghislaine Maxwell. None of these photos have any context to them. We don't know who took them or when they were taken. But remember, they are all part of the Epstein estate, seized over the years and sealed until now. Here's a picture of Sarah Ferguson, ex-wife, of course, of Andrew, formerly Prince Andrew, and he features too. This is an image of the former prince lying across several women. The only other person identified in this document is Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, we've cross-referenced this photo with other photos, and it was taken at the late Queen's home, Sandringham, in the UK. Of course, Andrew was friends with Epstein and Maxwell. He settled financially out of court with Virginia Jeffrey, who had accused him of sexual assault. He's always denied any wrongdoing. Let's focus now on the victims of Epstein and Maxwell's abuse and how their story can be told through these files. Here's an image of two young women, perhaps girls, we can't be sure, in Paris. Their identity has been hidden. The Department of Justice says it redacted more than 1,200 names or images of victims and their relatives. We know from existing testimony from victims like Virginia Jeffrey that Epstein took girls he recruited on trips, including to Paris. They were often recruited with the promise that they would become masseuses, and this image here nods to that. But within these files, there are new court documents detailing how Epstein and Maxwell recruited their victims. Some of the documents are already in the public domain. This is evidence that formed part of the case of a victim identified only as Jane Doe 3. Message pads to convey missed messages for Epstein. They span 2004 and 2005. Two of them read, "I have a female for him." But there are redactions, so we don't know who left the messages or who wrote them down. Then there's this. It appears to be a sort of scrapbook, storybook, similar to the birthday book, which was released a few months ago. It's heavily redacted, and it's very disturbing, to be honest. At the top here, "Once upon a time, there was a clueless little girl," it reads. Have a look at this too. It's an incident report from the Palm Beach Police Department. The common location for all the incidents detailed is 358 El Brio Way. That's Epstein's home. It names Epstein as one of 3 people arrested. The names of the other 2 have been redacted, and it's not clear why that decision was made. Over many pages, it then details the testimony of numerous victims, many of them labelled as juveniles. This file contains a number of redacted images of females. We can't say why the redactions have taken place. The rationale for the redactions is not clear in all circumstances with these documents, and that is a really big issue because there are so many black lines. Have a look at this document, grand jury testimony, and the whole thing, 119 pages, all of it is black. Now, some redactions are to protect victims, but are they all? With every black line, someone will cry cover up. And the conspiracy rumbles on. There are inconsistencies too. Here is a redaction, but then here, video of the same moment, and the hidden person is revealed to be academic Steven Pinker, who says he once travelled on Epstein's plane and had no relationship with him. Quite remarkably, there is a disclaimer at the top of the Department of Justice website saying that they might inadvertently have failed in places to redact information. and that hardly conveys a confidence of a job well done. There is no new mention of President Trump in this fresh batch of documents. The president, remember, says he disassociated himself from Epstein in the early 2000s. The Department of Justice has said that it will release thousands more documents in the weeks ahead.